Welcome back to this series on content creation, how you can use content to build your business as an entrepreneur and do a lot more. I'm Terry Brock, your host here from Stark Raving Entrepreneurs. And in this video, I want to show you kind of a consummation of all of this, how you can put it all together and be able to do some things with amazing tools I'm going to share with you. So get your pen and paper or your note-taking device of choice ready to go. I'm going to give you a lot of good information on this, and stay through to the end because we've got some real good tools that you're going to be able to implement right away. No charge, you'll be able to get these, and I want to make sure you have those. In the past couple of videos that we've done on this topic, been talking about gathering information, how to look at it, what to use. I want to go a little bit more in depth in that right now and tell you about a tool that is available, I've mentioned, called Castmagic. Castmagic is a fabulous little tool that gives you the ability to do things similar to what we do in some others, but nothing like I've seen anywhere. It helps you to repurpose content that you have so that you can create a LinkedIn post with it. You can create titles with it, an introduction. You can create a Spanish summary, a Portuguese summary, or all kinds of options there. You can get it to write reels for you for Instagram, to develop a quiz for you. And another thing that it will do, with your iOS phone, as we're recording this right now, I've got my iPhone here, I just record on here all kinds of ideas. Or say I'm at a conference, I'm going to the exhibit hall, or I'm there at a conference where people all are there for a specific purpose. This is why they're there. I can wander around with my iPhone and say, hey, I'm talking with famous person here who's doing this and this. What do you think about such and such? And get them to record that and just interview them, or even preferred, I might wear a little microphone, carry a little microphone with me and just hold that up to them. It works out really well, a lavalier mic. And the reason I do that, I would get the recording. You might think, okay, that's no big deal, Terry. We've got that. And yeah, today we can get the audio and a transcript. Yeah, you can. And that's what this does too. But what it does also is it uses Castmagic magic capability there that ties into Chat GPT. And what it does is you can wander around, say, the exhibit hall, talk to lots of people of what's happening right now in our industry. In this year, next quarter, what do you see happening in the industry that's going to be really hot for widget makers or whatever? And then when you go back, you can write a prompt to that script and with what's called Magic Chat. And you can get it to then look at what people have said. Give me the 5 top points that we saw from exhibitors who were working with blue widgets or working with red widgets. What do they say? And now you're not just getting a massive information. Say if you had an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours worth of stuff, that's a lot to go through, a lot of work to go through and look at the transcript of it, listen to the whole thing. But with using something like that from Chatmagic, you'll be able to consolidate it. You can record a speech that you have and then be able to pull all kinds of information out from it. If you're brainstorming just by yourself, think, okay, let me talk about something here. Okay, you hit the tap button to record, blah, 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 blah. Here's something important. Then pause it, think a little bit more, look over here. Oh, that gives me an idea about something else. Put that in there as well. Castmagic is a tool you definitely want to look into on that. Matter of fact, we're putting together a course on that right now. You want to find out more about how you can use Castmagic, yes, for your podcast, yes, for your YouTube channel, yes, for any video or audio that you already have out there in an MP3 format, M4A format, an MP4 format, all of those different formats. We can take that and turn it into something that's going to be really good for you. So this is what you want to do. Start looking at ways that you can create content using some tools that others aren't quite tied into yet, and you're going to have that advantage. Okay, now you've gone through what we said before. You collected ideas, you went out and did some research at places like Chat GPT, you looked at Perplexity, you looked at Claude. Also, don't forget the benefits of going to places like SEMrush, or Answer the Public, or Google Trends. Many wonderful places where you can go and find out what are people looking for right now, what's hot to them. There's another one called Idea Engine that I discovered. A client of ours that we had worked with and did a lot of good, and they came up with that. They're going through some issues right now, and I don't know if it's still there when you listen to this recording, but look out Idea Engine. I could type in what's happening right now with content creators in AI, and how are they using, what tools are they using? And it would give me 10, 20 different references from magazines, from websites, articles that I can really tap into, YouTube channels, Really good for that. So take a look at that one as well. Really nice. But you want to get all that information. Then once you get it, here's what you want to do. Find a place where you can put it all in there just for a first draft. I mean, just dumping it in there. You're not worrying about editing, not making it pretty, all that. Dump it in there. I use Google Docs. I like Google Docs because I can pop that in there and then use their voice typing. That's the term, voice typing, so that I can put a microphone on me and just talk in there, because I can talk faster than I can type. Definitely talk faster than I can write. And so I get it all in there as a good brain dump. Try to get some kind of idea in there. Then you can go back and start doing some sorting. This paragraph here would probably be a good intro. Let me move that one up here. There we go. And move this one over here. And go back to Castmagic once you've got some audio in there. And Castmagic can help you to get the right intro, Instagram Reels, and more. And hey, matter of fact, as a kind of an insight, there's a lot you can do with Castmagic that we're gaining and learning on all the time. And that would be because they have a Slack channel where those who are in the community, those who have purchased Castmagic, they get a chance to now learn on the Slack channel what prompts are working, what prompts didn't work, or what can we do on that. And for those that use my affiliate link, you're going to get some extras with extra goodies that I discover on Castmagic. Use that and you'll be in my secret club, and we'll give you the kind of information there with it. Matter of fact, if you do that, you're going to get a chance to learn about all kinds of nifty little tricks that I encounter on a regular basis. So I think you'll enjoy that and get into it. So as you're developing this, think about what it is you want to communicate. What's the message you want to communicate to your audience? That is critical, and you want to start with that. When you're putting your video together, when you're putting your podcast together, or starting your blog post, you're going to type something in, maybe on LinkedIn as a typed up newsletter, start with something that's going to grab their attention. You need a hook. I remember that in journalism. When working in journalism class, you wanted something that's going to grab them right away, because people got a lot to do. It's not like they're wandering around going, gee, there's no videos to watch today. I don't have any podcasts to listen to. And oh, boy, there's nothing to read today. No, we're quite the opposite now. There's so much, we're inundated with it. What do I do? So you need to make it a science and an art. How are you going to grab their attention ethically, legally, morally, ethically, making sure that everything is done the right way, but give them a way to solve a problem that they have. What hooks are going to help? One of the tools I'm using right now, as I mentioned before, is called Creator Pro for creator hooks, from a guy named Jake Thomas, and I'm paying him money on that. Doing a really good job giving me ideas. What I do is I do just a brainstorm dump in there, say I'm creating a video on this, and it's about this for this target market, and they're dealing with this pain and that pain, and we hope to do this right here in this way. We want to bring in a little bit of fear of missing out, FOMO. We also want to bring in a little bit of fun and funny, make sure that's there. Give me a few titles that I can use. And then it gives you a bunch of titles that are really, really nice. So I'll take those titles then and pop them into Keyword Explorer with TubeBuddy, so that then TubeBuddy comes back and tells me whether it's viable or not. So this is some of the process that I go through. For your information, for your consideration, you might want to look at what tools are you going to use. I've created even a Google Doc of the process I go through in creating content, and leave a comment below if you'd like to know about that, and bounce over to our Stark Raving Entrepreneurs site, and we'll be able to help you out there as well. That's starkravingentrepreneurs.com, and you'll find a way that you can leave comments there and get some help with it. Okay, once you got the basic outline, then from there, you get a chance to start doing the recording. And that's where it becomes fun, real fun. And you got some questions to ask. Are you going to do it like I'm doing right now with my laptop computer at my office right here behind me, and I'm looking into the camera? I'm using Ecamm to record this, and then I will edit it in Camtasia Mac. Camtasia for Mac. Why? Because I know how to do it. I've been using that. There are many other good tools out there. There's Adobe Premiere. There's all kinds of tools that are available from many different others. I'm not going to go into all the details right now, but what you want to do is find what is going to work for you and use that. And another thing that might work for you is don't even mess with it. Get somebody else to do it. And there's a place for that as well. Sometimes you might want to find a good editing operation wherever they are in the world that can do this for you. They know what to do. And more than just knowing the nuts, bolts, and wiggle pens of how to trim or how to edit video, they know about the science and the psychology of what works and what gets your video noticed more on places like YouTube. What gets your podcast noticed more? This is even more important. So these are considerations you want to put together when you're looking at putting out some content to make it really sizzle. Okay, then we get down to the actual scheduling. I'm doing this right now through a couple of different tools. We use YouTube to schedule it for a certain time and a certain day every week. We also use Libsyn. It's Libsyn, Libsyn for the podcast. I love their service. They do a great job of scheduling my audio to go out. Usually we take the audio from the video, put it into Libsyn. By the way, another tool that you'll want to use when you're working with audio, sometimes audio doesn't turn out as well as it should. There's a wonderful tool out there called Auphonic, Auphonic, Auphonic. I love them. They give you a couple of hours of use free just because you're a human being. I love that. And then you can put even more in there if you've got some longer audios that you need to clean up. And by clean up, let's suppose there's a noise in the background that was a constant reverberating noise. You can tell Auphonic, just pull that out. Or if you've got to make something that recorded two people, maybe they both were on different lines, and one voice is a little bit higher than the other, they're down here, it can level those out and make it much better. Just recently, we were talking to a friend of ours who does a real good podcast, and there was an error made in an audio that was recorded, and one microphone came on strong, the other one was really weak, you could barely hear it. We ran it through Auphonic, it worked beautifully and works really well. That's a nice tool I would encourage you to look into. Find out about how you're going to handle the editing. For me, I've got it down to a system now where I can sit down and work with Ecamm and build in most of the nuts, bolts, and wiggle pins of the edits that way. So I can do it pretty rapidly, but then I've been working with it for 15, 20 years through various iterations of Camtasia, so it's real easy for me. Not everyone can say that, and that just happens to be my unique experience that has been there. You find what's going to work for you, and if you want to kick some ideas around, hey, we do a lot of coaching and helping people on that. We can do that for you as well. Let us know, or just drop us a quick email. Be happy to respond back to you as well. And now we come to the final and very important area. Once you've got your video done, you've got your podcast done, you even prepare a mailing that you're going to send out, everything's ready, you send it out there. Then what? Well, now comes the time for repurposing. Castmagic is a marvelous tool for repurposing, to take that content that you have, it takes the audio, and then it will create an introduction for you. It will create a LinkedIn post. It will create reels for Facebook, for Instagram. It can do a lot of different things for you, putting it out there, taking the text and repurposing it in a beautiful way. Another wonderful tool is called Opus Clip, O-P-U-S-C-L-I-P, Opus Clip. It's a tool that I use to get excerpts from the video, and it will then pull out just the excerpts that are particularly relevant to your market. It finds what people are looking for out there and where you said something when you were interviewing famous guests. Opus Clip does a really good job of that. Very easy to use as well. We're going to be talking about that more in the future here on the channel, so be sure and subscribe to our channel here so you get notice of that when it comes out. And by all means, please leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you think of the tools we're recommending here and how they're coming along. Okay, we've given you a lot of good information, a lot of ideas out there, from getting your ideas, processing the content, editing it or not, getting someone else to do it. Should you use a laptop? Should you use a mobile phone? And the answer is yes, use both. I would recommend that because when you're out on the road, sometimes having your camera there, a really good cell phone with a microphone, you could interview someone with you talking to it, you interview them. We are ready for that in our world today. We're already there and doing it a lot. Plus you can use a laptop and it will work. So there's a lot of good tools you can use for it, and I encourage you to get out there and do it. Find out what you can do. Your marketplace wants to know how they can get their problem solved. When you can do that through the knowledge you have, using the right tools with video, with audio, and with text, you're going to help them make their needs dissolve, help them get their needs taken care of, and you are going to build your business. I wish you the very best on that. I'm Terry Brock. You can meet me over at starkravingentrepreneurs.com. Bounce on over there. And also you can send me email at terry@terrybrock.com. Hey, I'll look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much for joining me.